we are going to get rolling here, folks, respecting everybody's time, especially since our featured speaker has to get off to college. I don't know why he would want to go do something like that, but easy for me to say I dropped out. In any case, my name is Sean Cornett, National Consultant here out of St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome everyone to the broadcast. Super excited for two of our guests actually this morning. We're going to go through the whole lineage here. And I'll just intro everything real quick here. The inspiration for this interview actually started about 6 months ago when we had flown all the new Energy Gold Rush speakers into St. Louis, and we were all hanging out after all the recording and everything was done. We just spent all day in the studio, green screening the film for the new Gold Rush videos, and we were relaxing with a drink or two, beverage of choice, in the hot tub and the pool, and hanging out here with Jordan, the guy that has got his face about 2 inches from the screen, and his tongue hanging out there, and having a good time. And Jordan's telling me about this guy and his team that just went crazy on a blitz of launching his business and ran to SC, fast-tracked RC and SC, which I got that wrong 2 days ago, and in the promo email, he did not miss fast track by 3 days. He hit it. So hit senior within 3 months, which is an incredible feat to fast track RC and SC, which, by the way, technically means fast tracking RC means you hit that within a month. Fast tracking SC means you hit SC within 2 months of RC. So if you do both of them, that means you hit SC within 90 days. And so it's just an incredible story that really caught my attention. So I'm going to hand it over to Jordan Buckingham, one of the speakers in our new videos, all around Ambit Energy rock star, recent Pure Energy Award winner at Ambition just a few weeks ago. So Jordan, welcome to the call. I'm going to let you get this rolling here.
Thanks a lot, Sean. I appreciate it, man. So, I'm really fortunate to have Reagan on my team, and hopefully everybody can see me okay on here, but he's actually the first person I sponsored in my executive code, and I can't talk enough about how awesome he is. But an interesting thing about Reagan is very focused and he's very intense, but he loves systems. He's all about systems. So whenever he actually joined my Ambit Energy business, it was really because of Energy Gold Rush that he came in. So I want to tell that story, and then I'm going to turn it over to him. But I met Reagan at a restaurant, and we started talking about a little bit, what do you do, what do I do? So he asked me what I did, and I told him about my network marketing business. And he's like, that's really interesting. Well, how does that work? And I said, well, we've got a streamlined, duplicatable system that will take anybody to success if they're interested in making extra money. And basically, I just plug people into a proven system and help them generate a secondary income stream. So he said, well, what's that system and how does that work? So I started to discuss the system to him, and ultimately the story evolved relatively quickly. Reagan and I actually went out to Vegas together after just meeting each other for a couple weeks, and it was on that trip that I exposed him to the Energy Gold Rush videos. First the 5-minute video, then the 15-minute video, leading on to a validation call with a leadership person in Ambit, really just to show him how our system works, because that's what he was so interested in. And then his wheels started turning, and he just decided, if it's really this simple, and I remember him asking me, he said, is this really it? And I said, what do you mean? He said, you really just show people a 5-minute video, then a 15-minute video, and you put them on the phone with somebody who's had success, and you can make a lot of money doing this? And I was like, absolutely. So he got involved, and guys, he was an absolute incredible success story. I want to brag on him a little bit. He is a fast-track regional consultant, fast-track senior consultant. When he got in the business, he was 21 years old. So he certainly didn't use youth as a crutch in any means. But when he went off, he did something really incredible, and he's going to tell you the numbers. But right now, Reagan Womack has hundreds of people in his organization due to his initial blitz, and he's got over 180 people in his regional code alone. So not only did he duplicate to go fast track RC and fast track SC, but what was really cool is those people had a success system to tap into that duplicated their business. So now it's turned into hundreds upon hundreds of consultants, and I'm really looking forward to the future that Reagan Womack has. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Sean, back to give it to Reagan. He's my shining star, my EC code, and I'm really excited about him going EC.
Well, I don't need to speak up. I'm going to give it to you, Reagan. The floor is yours, my friend. Thank you for coming on.
How's it going, guys? You hearing me okay, Sean?
Yeah, you're coming through much better than Jordan, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to make sure of. All right, guys. So yeah, I'm Reagan Womack. I guess they've been doing some bragging for me. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit, just kind of get down to the nitty-gritty. So basically, a lot of the things I'm going to say, you probably already heard. Some of the things that I say might be something you want to incorporate in your business. But when you're listening to leaders, obviously you want to take the best and forget the worst. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it. So when I started the business, I got really excited about EGR. I was asking Jordan, how do you, what exactly is your system? How do you take people from exposure to exposure, and then on the validation call? And he said, well, let me just show you. And I wasn't interested in the business at this point. I just wanted to see his systems, because I've always been an entrepreneur minded, and I just wanted to see kind of how he operated. I knew he had success in Ambit, and so he showed me the system. He put me on that 5-minute video, then he put me on the 15-minute video, and then on the phone call with Dr. Ryan out of New York, and I was pretty much sold. I didn't tell him at that point. We had become friends, and we were headed to Vegas for a GoPro conference. Eric Worre, I'm not sure if you are familiar with him, but if you are not, I would get familiar with him. But when we came out of that conference, I was fired up. And I looked at, there were some moments where I was really silent, just in deep thought. And I remember at the tail end of that trip looking at Jordan and saying, dude, let's do this. And I remember staying up all night. And watching all the training videos for the EGR and watching Sean Cornett, it's mind-boggling to have the privilege of even being on this call as a $1 million earner in Sean Cornett. He's an absolute animal, and I feel so blessed to even have this opportunity to speak to you guys. But I remember staying up all night, one of those nights when we were in Vegas, and watching all those training videos, and how you make a list, and how you go on a blitz, and not to fall into the valley of death. And so when we got back to Texas, I made a list of 311 people, and I probably could have brought that out further, but I was like, okay, this is a good start. Let's start hammering it. So over the course of the first 7 days in my business, I put 60 people on that 5-minute video. 60 people press play and watch the whole 5-minute video. So that probably took me a little over $100. And you guys know when you're first starting your business, you're obviously going to get the best results, just because these are the warmest prospects. You're going to be super excited, obviously. So I was super fired up. I got 60 people on that 5-minute video in my first 7 days, and here's what happened to me. 27 of those people moved on to the 15-minute video. So out of the 60 people that watched the 5-minute video, 27 of them moved on to the 15-minute video. And out of the 27 that moved on to the 15-minute video, 22 of those I was able to move on to the validation call with Jordan. Out of the 22 that moved on to the validation call, we had about 17 or 18 of those sign in the business over the course of the next 30, 45 days. That initiated an explosion like no other. And I can tell you this, and you guys already know this. I hope you already know this, but this business it's way better to build fast rather than slow, because your prospects can tell when you're going somewhere with or without them. And if you're in a hurry, there's so much value to that. So whether you have 4 hours a day to devote to your business, or like like me, I've only got a couple to a few hours a day. So when I'm working, right now I'm finishing up school, just because I need to get that piece of paper, because I feel like bad for going thousands of dollars and spending thousands of dollars on an education and not getting the piece of paper. So I'm finishing this thing tonight. Do anything with that degree, but essentially, guys. It's a lot better to build this thing fast rather than slow. So it's attractive to be in a hurry. So I drilled the phones. We caused an explosion. I fast tracked to RC, then fast tracked to SC. Now this is when it's $429 to get involved, guys. So this was not $100 to get in or free to get in. So we were getting people on paper for $458, including their websites. And that to me was just the most validating experience. And now going forward in my business, because I had such a powerful launch, I can tell everyone that comes into my business, hey, this is what I did, And so I want to talk a little bit about how I kind of progressed through the system. And so maybe you can add or incorporate any of this into the way you do it. I'm super fired up about this new Energy Gold Rush app. Wow. Downloaded that recently, and that's powerful. But how I get people through the system is pretty simple. You make a simple invitation, and so I call people up and I say, hey, did I catch you at a good time to chat for a second? Or are you busy? So I've cleared the air. I've made sure that they're not in the middle of something. Well, obviously, if someone's driving, they're not going to be able to see video. If someone's at dinner with their family, obviously it's not a good time. So I've cleared the air. I'm not trying to bother people, and I say, did I catch you at a good time to chat for a second? Are you busy? Well, they're going to say, no. A lot of times they're like, no, what's going on? So I say, well, hey, I'm working on a side project to create some extra income in addition to what I'm doing full time, and I'm really excited about it. I was looking for some sharp people. You were one of the people that popped into my head. Are you at all keeping your options open in terms of creating some additional cash flow outside of what you're currently doing? Most people, guys, will answer with a couple different ways. Not often do you get like completely shut down to that question. So most people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Or yeah, I am keeping my options open. So at that point, I don't go into any details. I don't fall into the valley of death. I say, well, listen, I've got a 5-minute video. It's kind of a brief overview of what I'm working on. If I sent that over to you, would you be able to pull it up? So just the basic if I would you, right? If I sent that over to you, would you be able to pull it up? They're obviously going to be able to pull that up. Sometimes I'll just ask them, do you have a smartphone or something like that? They'll say yes. And I say, okay, cool. So I'm going to get off the phone with you right now. I'm going to send that over to you. Go ahead and watch it. It's going to take you about 5 minutes. I'm going to call you back in 10 minutes. Click, bye. So I'm getting off the phone fast. And they can feel that I'm getting off the phone fast, but what the value in telling them I'm going to call them back in 10 minutes is I'm not going to send that video unless they're ready to watch it right now. So if they're ready to watch it right now and they've agreed to watch it right now, then I'm going to shoot that over to them. They're going to watch it, and I'm going to call them back. So when I call them back, I say, hey, did that make sense to you? And they're going to say yes. So I've got them in the kind of the yes mode, and I'm going to say, that was pretty awesome, right? I'm kind of just suggesting that was awesome, right? And I'm just going to listen at that point. That's the second and final question I have after the 5-minute video, and I'm just going to listen to what they have to say. I'm going to say, what'd you like best about it? And I'm just going to listen to what they have to say. At this point, I'm just going to kind of feel, felt, found whatever they say to me. So if it's an objection, I'm going to feel, felt, found them. If it's positive response, I'm going to feel, felt, found them. And what that is, if you don't know already, is I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way when I saw it, and here's what I found. And so if you get an objection, then you just kind of try to resonate with them somehow. Try to connect with them somehow on that objection. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way, when I saw it. But here's what I found. I got involved. I did exactly what my sponsor asked me to do, and in the course of the next 90 days, I put 150 people on my team, and now this is generating income for my family that's going to set me financially free. before the next year's up. And so that's how you can combat an objection. Tailor it to your own story, because you can. It's all about how you formulate your story. You can make it powerful, fit to what you've actually accomplished. So, so I will get people on the 5-minute, and at that point, if they're interested, then I say, here's the deal. There's a 15-minute video that's going to give you more details on the compensation overview. I'm going to get off the phone with you right now. I'm going to zip that over to you. Go ahead and watch it, and I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes. So they're going to say, okay, if they've got the time to watch a 15-minute video. Sometimes they'll be like, I don't have time right now, at which point I'll say, okay, cool, when do you have time? And I'm going to, grab a pen, and I'm going to set the appointment. Bam, fam. Book a meeting from a meeting. You always want to keep people in the funnel. You always want to have a next time for the next exposure, and keep people in your pipeline. So that's what I'll do. If they're not ready to watch a 15-minute video, then I'm going to set up an appointment to watch the 15-minute video. If they are ready to watch the 15-minute video now, then they're not going to give me any objection when I say, hey, I'm going to get off the phone with you. I'm going to zip that over to you. Go ahead and watch. I'm going to call you back in 20. So I call them back in 20 minutes, and I say, did that make sense? Yeah. What'd you like best about that? What'd you saw? I'm asking for a positive answer because that's what I want, is a positive answer. So I'm going to listen. God gave us 2 ears, 1 mouth. So listen to what your prospects have to say. And we're not in the business to convince anybody to do something that they don't want to do. So if they're just the negative Nancy, and they have a bunch of objections and whatnot, then it's not a big deal. At that point, I'll default to getting my hands on their electricity bill. I say, well, listen, I understand this is not something for you, or not the right time for you, but I'm trying to build this business. I'm spearheading the expansion of this company out of Dallas, and I'm really trying to create a better life for my family, and I've got a baby on the way, or tailor it to your own story, but if it didn't inconvenience you in any way and didn't cost you anything, would you do me a favor and send me a picture of your electricity bill? If I can save you money, it really help me out for you to be my customer. If you state your why like that, and you've got a good relationship with these people, they're going to send you a picture of their bill, and if you can save them money, then that prospect that wasn't interested in the business can now be your customer. So if they are interested in the business, then what I'm going to say is, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. When I saw it, it got me really excited. I could build this passive residual income that would hit my bank account every month, whether I worked or not worked. And so, so right now, I want to introduce you to my business partner. He's a petroleum engineer. This is when I'm talking about Jordan. But he's a petroleum engineer at a University of Texas. Been working with him for a while. He's had a lot of success in the company. He's actually reached that level in the company that you saw in the video, the executive level. I want to introduce you to him, and we want to go over on a professional level some of the logistics behind how we actually use this model to generate some income going forward. So hold on, let me see if I can get him on the phone. And I call him. So I've already set this up in advance, and these are all in the training videos that Sean Cornett has put together. So go watch those videos and just use the videos. I'm not asking if I can have their permission to put them on the phone with my leader. Now I'm saying, hey, let me see if I can get them on the phone. Ring, ring. Got them on the phone. I'm going to edify Jordan a little bit further. Then I'm going to Jordan, I'm going to edify the prospect, and then I'm just going to get off, and you just shut the heck up. And I'm just going to let Jordan do his thing. And we did that over and over and over and over again. And guys, I'm 23 years old, and I intend to go EC before this next year. So it's just incredible to me what this business can do for you. And EGR systems are phenomenal. They are phenomenal. And so you really, really can, if you just get busy, take massive positive action, quit getting ready to get ready, and go create a life instead of just making a living. So I'm going to turn it back to you, Sean, and I know you guys might have some questions for me. So I appreciate you having me on the call, and I'm looking forward to answering some of y'all's questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I'm getting a little bit echo on myself now. Okay, well, not too bad. Appreciate you sharing that. There have been a couple questions in the chat. I'll toss those out, but I want to just clarify a few things because you know, as people kind of noticed from the dates, you know, it's you promoted to SC extremely quickly, and you know, there's been a little gap between then and now. So, you know, I know you don't have to go into details, but you know, life got in the way, personal things came up, and you know, you got to senior, and that regional and MC code continued to grow between then and now, but you didn't necessarily take advantage of your EC code yet, is what I'm assuming, correct?
Absolutely. No. Yeah. So I got married to my beautiful wife over the course of the last year and a half, and we've got a beautiful baby on the way, due in 14 days. There were some complications with that, with the pregnancy, and you know, we don't have to get into details on that, but you know, sometimes life happens. Sometimes you have to shift your priorities, and sometimes you gotta, you know, put a little energy, you know, put a little less energy into your business. I can tell you that if I would have, you know, if I would have continued at the same rate that you know, that I was in the beginning, I would definitely already be EC, you know, headed towards NC, and frankly, probably wouldn't even be in school right now. So I can tell you, if you get busy, now, I've learned my lesson. We've done some explosion in the past few weeks, especially since Ambition, that it's just got me super fired up for the future. I'm just fortunate. I'm just fortunate to have such a great leadership around me.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, so you know, but isn't it neat that since you left your business, it's bigger than it was when you left it? You know, I mean, you set something in motion. Obviously, Jordan's been helping you work and build and grow, and now you've got something to come back to, and that's the beauty of the business. It's the flexibility, and then you can build it on your own terms.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, the customers that I gathered a year and a half ago are still there. Obviously, all the customers in my entire organization, none of them have left. You know, I mean, you get a little fallout here and there, but I mean, it's crazy that my money keeps hitting at the 15th of every month, and bonus checks keep coming every week, and it's like, what is this even? I don't even know where this is coming from, but it's awesome. I'm super fired up, especially with this new app that EGR came out with. Man, this is gonna blow up here in the next few months. We're planning on some big things, big numbers.
Got a quick shout out that you look like a young Matt Damon. We were joking before the before the broadcast that he looked like Bear Grylls yesterday or 2 days ago when we first tried this, and now I guess he looks like Matt Damon. Anyways,
yeah, I have that face. You have that face.
That's funny. So another question we had is, you know, kind of speaks to maybe the app a little bit, or you know, answer however you would. But Scotty Root asked, you know, how are you going to be building now? You know, since you last really did your first blitz, and now some time has changed, you know, and now we've got some new things that have come on board. How do you see your next blitz going, and how are you going to do it?
Well, this next blitz, you know, it's there's a lot of money on the line. You know, when you're a senior, it's exciting, and so this next blitz is going to be even more powerful. It's going to be even more impressive. I'm really excited here in the next 6 months to be able to come back on a call like this and just be able to share my results, because man, I put 5 to 10 people on the 5-minute video every single day since Ambition, and I've only got, you know, a few hours to work every day, but dude, I am stoked. I'm stoked for the future, for sure.
So how do you see the app and the new Energy Gold Rush stuff changing how the methodology that you used a couple years ago?
Yeah, well, one cool element is that my sponsor, the one who spends a lot of time with me and helping me build the business, is on the videos. So that's a cool that's a cool element. You know, it's getting people on the validation call and be like, you know, the guy that you just saw in the video with all those $1 million earners. Yeah. Hold on, let me see if I can get him on the phone. So that's a cool element. But regardless of that, it's just a powerful system. It's very compensation plan oriented, and I like that. That, you know, as opposed to the corporate videos where, you know, they talk about the money, but it's not like the money. Like, I mean, it doesn't. It's not a. In my opinion, the EGR system is the way to build your business. I like especially the new app. I think it's really powerful. I think it's really powerful that you get those push notifications when your people start the video, so that you know exactly when they start the video, so that you know that you can follow up with them right when they finish the video. That's very powerful. Also, I'm sure none of you fall into this category, but sometimes I get a little disorganized. And when I'm making my my call logs, and when I'm doing my calls, I like to, you know, write everything down, what time it happened, and, you know, keep track of, okay, this person's on the 5-minute video, this person, you know, didn't answer, left a voicemail, you know, whatever. And I lose those sheets all the time, and they're scattered in dumpsters across America, I'm sure. But what's really cool about this app is I can keep track of my pipeline, and, you know, who I've gotten on the 5-minute, who has transitioned from 5-minute to 15-minute video, and I can just look back at that on my phone and say, okay, you know, Allie's gotten on the 5-minute video, she hasn't gotten on the 15-minute video. So even months down the road, I can look back and be like, okay, you know, I still need to get this person on the 15-minute video, because you guys know how it is when you're building fast. You know, sometimes there's some follow-up issues that you run into, where sometimes you just can't get back to people at the time that you say. So I try to be prompt with my follow-up. I mean, I firmly believe that the only way to build success in this business is to do exactly what you say you're going to do when you're going to do it. I learned that from Jordan. He's just been incredible. If he says he's going to be on a validation call at 4 o'clock, then he's going to be ready for that validation call at 4 o'clock. And when I call him, it doesn't matter what time of the day, it doesn't matter what he's involved in, he will answer the phone and say, hey, is it urgent? And that's powerful to me, because I want to be that type of leader for my team, to you know, even when I'm busy, even when I'm stuff going on, to be there for them. So yeah, this CGR system I'm super excited to blow up this app like no other. I want to get push notifications all day.
Absolutely, it's kind of addicting, as you told me earlier, to get those and to just be reminded that actions taking place based on what you set in motion with your intro calls and everything like that. One thing I want to just highlight here, as I'm looking at the numbers that you wrote down, you made a list of 311 people. Might be a fan of the band as well. 311. That's a little old school for you, though, so maybe not. 60 people to the 5-minute video. Based off of at least 100 dials. Probably 100+ dials it took to get 60+ people to the 5-minute video. And you mentioned that using that approach, that script you shared, virtually everybody you talk to watches the 5-minute video. Is that right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that, when you're talking about the 100 calls, I will actually leave voicemails, and what I say on the voicemail, if I get someone's voicemail, is, hey, it's Reagan. I got a quick question for you. Give me a call back, 512-670-6712. And I just real quick pique their interest. I don't say anything on the phone, but people will call you back. I mean, because they're like, what the hell? What's going on? Like, what kind of question does he have for me? So yeah, exactly. 100 calls.
Awesome. And then, 60 people went to the 5-minute video, but you only got 27 of the 15.
Right.
Why is that?
Well, some people aren't interested in creating a better financial future. When people don't move on to the 15, then I'm going to default to getting my hands on their energy bill. You know, and that's where you get your customers, and that's the beauty of this business. I think is that's powerful. I mean, in a lot of other businesses, you know, and especially in network marketing, like if they don't want to do the business, then they obviously don't believe in the product, and they're just not going to get involved at all. So the cool thing, one of the most powerful things about this business is like if they don't want to do the business, that's cool. Like you pay an electricity bill, right? Exactly. Okay, shoot me a picture of your electricity bill. It really helped me out. I'm trying to create a better financial future for my family, you know. And when you can state your why and you know ask for the bill. And I know it's a little different in some of these other markets. You know, sometimes you guys would just kind of ask, you know, hey, if it didn't inconvenience you in any way, didn't cost you anything, probably gonna save you a little money. Would you do me a favor, be my customer? You know, that's how I would operate if I was in you know the Northeast or some of those markets where you don't have contracts. In Texas, you have contracts. So we like to get our hands on the bill because you don't want to sign a customer, you know, and get a contract break fee or anything like that. So.
Yeah, and I know you got to go in 6 minutes or less to get to class. So we'll respect your time. I'm keeping track of it, but I'm going to maximize the rest of the time we have here. So, you know, great answer. But if you don't mind, I'm just going to summarize that, which is to say that not everybody's going to be interested. The bottom line is, you know, that's the beauty of the Energy Gold Rush 5-minute video is that, you know, from the very get-go, and this is something that I think a lot of people miss, is that it is a sorting tool. It's designed to sort your list. It's designed to separate everybody on your list between, you know, a customer or a consultant prospect, plain and simple. And some of them are just going to reject it entirely because they're, you know, morons that think network marketing is a scam. So the bottom line is that that's okay. A lot of people have this false notion that, you know, if they have somebody's ear, that they need to, you know, strap them down and sit them down to watch a full presentation and maximize that one chance they have. And if they don't do that, then they're wasting their time, right? And I think, what's that?
Exactly. Well, no, I was going to say, yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it can be heartbreaking sometimes, too, because you see so much potential in these people that you love and you care about, and you're like, dude, why does this not make sense to you? Like, I don't get it. Like, this is a no-brainer. Like, sign up. But it's just, you're exactly right. It doesn't work. It doesn't work out like that, you know. Some people, it's not the right time, and some people, you know, you hear that statement, you know, some will, some won't, so what, who's next? I like to use the some will, some won't, so what, someone's waiting. Someone's waiting for an opportunity like this, and I can't tell you how many people in my organization have come to me and said, dude, thank you so much. Like, that random call that I got in the middle of the day, you know, in the middle of my workday, dude, that's changed my life. Like, it's allowed me to do things for my family that I would have never been able to do. I've never had an opportunity come this way like this. Thank you, you know. And so that's the mentality you've got to go with. You know, you'll get some rejections, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Absolutely. And the beauty is, as I'm looking at these numbers, you know, the difference between trying to get somebody straight to a full-blown presentation versus using a sorting tool like the 5-minute video is that, you know, every single person you talk to on that initial call, you know, virtually 100% you got to watch the 5-minute video. And everybody. And I think that's an important point. If you wouldn't mind speaking to that, you know, you're going to get rejection at some point. If you try to do too much too soon, you're going to get more rejection up front. But why not get them all to the 5-minute video and let that do the work for you? I don't know your thoughts.
No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, it's completely. That's one of the things I love about that 5-minute video is a perfect intro. It really goes over the compensation plan with enough information to get people excited. Gives them some background, some credibility about the company. You know, I love the little videos like the news feed. You know, it just makes it kind of real for people. Like, this is a massive government mandated deregulation. It's happening now. And so yeah, well, I mean, everybody's got 5 minutes. I mean, if you do a proper exposure without getting caught up in trying to throw up information about the business on your prospects, if they're not ready to watch the 5-minute video like right now, then I don't send it to them, because I don't want to ever like improperly expose somebody. And in my opinion, an improper exposure can be just sending them the video and waiting for them to get back to you. You know, saying, "Hey, I'm going to send you this information. Call me back whenever when you finish when you get around to watching it." So that's I don't want to waste any of my contacts. I want to waste anybody on my list. My mission is to get somebody on the 5-minute video. I want to get every single person in my whole contact list on that 5-minute video. And there's going to be a lot of people that are not interested, but they might be able to connect me with somebody who is interested. And so I'll ask for a reference if they're not interested. So yeah, you're exactly right. Sorting tool.
Absolutely. And I know you got to go, so I'm going to let you go. It's 10:09. You said you had till 10:10, absolutely latest. So I appreciate you jumping on, Reagan, and if you don't mind, we might talk about you behind your back a little bit. Maybe Jordan and I will keep this going for a few more minutes since I've got somebody else to talk to.
Yeah, just don't listen to anything Jordan says about me that's bad.
Yeah, right.
It's all been good thus far, but then again, we'll save the bad stuff when you leave.
Yeah. And we won't talk about the Vegas trip very much. So.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, y'all have
appreciate it
this afternoon. I appreciate you having me on the call, Sean. Jordan, you're the man. We'll talk soon.
See you, buddy. Great job.
Awesome. And yeah, Jordan, if you wouldn't mind, I'm just going to answer a few. Officially, I'm going to essentially say this is, we're virtually over. I'm just going to wrap up a few questions and maybe bounce some stuff with Jordan here. Sure. But I do want to show real quick, the reason I actually, if you're watching this via recording, you won't notice this, but there's actually a chat box since we're doing this live. And see if my video, you can see it. I shared that link that I shared with you on the chat, David, was one of the tracking links through the Energy Gold Rush app. And I'm not sure if through my screen, you can see that notification. That's a push notification that came through when you hit the website. So I'm just going to open it up and show you what that looks like now that you've gone through those pages. Your question, David, which 5-minute video are you using? Well, that very first video that you saw when you very first went to the website, that's the 5-minute video. That's the intro video. And again, you keep bouncing around on that website. I keep getting push notifications. So clearly you're checking things out, but there's just kind of a quick view. Obviously you haven't spent time going through all the videos, but that's how far you've gotten through at least one of the videos. Is that coming through the right way? Yeah, okay. So in any case, that just kind of gives you an idea of what the app does for you and the tracking functionality when you invite people to your Energy Gold Rush site using the app and the tracking link. So in any case, Jordan, anything you wanted to add or fill in? I know we kind of ran long here with Reagan, but he has such an incredible story, and as a sponsor, what else might you add?
Well, a couple of things. First off, can you hear me okay? Is my link coming through?
What's odd is that when we were doing the testing beforehand, you were perfectly clear, but you still kind of have a slight sort of computerized sound to your voice.
I'm gonna mute it and unmute it.
Do you happen to have the live stream playing in another window? Is there anything else you can close out on your computer that would like save processor or download bandwidth?
Yeah, sure. Like a million things. Here. I'm editing videos. I'm doing a bunch of stuff right now, so hang on one second.
Oh, that probably has a lot to do with it, actually.
Yeah, is that still computery?
Yeah, you are a bit.
Okay, cool. One sec.
R. Jones, no, the $4.29 fee, if you're seeing that, that's because you're probably looking at the Texas version of the video, maybe. All all the videos are in the process. Some of them are already done and updated. Some of them will be updated here very soon, and it'll reflect the current Get Started pricing on all of them, both English and Spanish, Texas and all states versions of the video.
Yes, I don't know if I'm coming through any better now, but if it's bad.
No, but we can still understand you. It's just like it totally is distorting your voice, but you're still understandable. So go on.
Cool. So yeah, just briefly, one of the things that we were talking about with Reagan is his fast track story, and now he's working in his SC code. And what's really important to understand about any blitz and moving through this compensation plan is every new code is a brand new code. Your marketing code is its own little world. Your regional code is its own little world. And then your senior code is its own little world. So what I strongly recommend to people to fast track RC, fast track SC, and then ultimately, if you want to fast track EC, is to launch a new blitz in each code. So Reagan now has personally sponsored 10 or 15 people into a senior code. So even though even though he took a little break whenever he had some issues with his baby and his marriage was great, but he got married, so you know how weddings are. Even though he took a couple months break, now that he's blitzing again in his SC code, I can guarantee you that we're going to see massive activity and massive growth out of that, number one. And number two, we popped a bunch of regionals in his regionally coded organization through EGR. So now it's just about driving some depth, about taking those 10 or 15 that he sponsored into a senior code, duplicating with them in EGR, and crushing it. So that's what I would recommend. Just in any new coded organization, understand that you have to re-blitz. And I wouldn't have made thousands upon thousands of dollars and thousands of dollars in weekly money in my EC code if I didn't go on a blitz in there, which fortunately I have, and put hundreds of people in my EC code now. So with that, Sean, I'll turn it back to you. I'm really proud of Reagan. It is awesome to see your team out there training. And I will tell you this about him. I honestly believe he's better than me. And that's one of the biggest compliments I can pay him, because I feel like I've gotten decent at moving people through the system. But I just love the opportunity to make someone better than you, even as an executive consultant up and rising from senior. So I really appreciate you doing everything you've done for us, Sean, and it's all great. Love the new app too.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining. Appreciate it, guys. I know we're coming up on, 45 minutes here. So thanks for sticking with us, guys. We're going to be doing these on a regular basis with actually all the speakers on the Energy Gold Rush videos and many others beyond that. And we're going to be rolling out some really cool stuff on a live YouTube live basis that I think is going to be kind of game changing. Actually, spent about an hour on the phone with Jordan last night talking about some things we can do that. Well, I'm not gonna give it away, but we're going to tie in some very powerful live events to the Energy Gold Rush system that I think you're going to be pretty excited about. So. Take care. All the best. Till next time. Go out and blitz it, baby.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. That's awesome, dude.